Thank you, Cecilia, and welcome everybody to this month's Connect with BMC Helix ITSM and Revenue webinar series. Today's presentation, if you have questions, you can ask them of our panelists during the presentation in the Q&A pod, as well as at the end we will take live questions. During this presentation, again, the Q&A pod is at the bottom of your WebEx and you can ask questions there. This presentation and all Q&A will be published within a week of today's live presentation to the community spot. And at this time, I'd like to start our live chat and Smart IT presentation and turn it over to Deepak.
All right. Hey guys, thank you all for joining this webinar. Let me introduce myself. My name is Deepak Somaiya. I'm a product development architect here at BMC. And before we get into the details of this presentation, I want to make a key call out. During the presentation, we'll be discussing capabilities that are introduced over 1908 release and 1911. The key call out here is the 1911 release is a Helix only release, which means it's only available to our cloud customer or our remedy on demand customers, RAS customers, whatever you say. But 1908 was made available to on-premise. So we have made every attempt to distinguish the capabilities on slides whenever we are going to be talking about it, that it's available in 1911 versus 1908. So just that's the key call out that I wanted to make before we get into it. So let's get started. So today's webinar is about the newly introduced capability, which is live chat in Smart IT. This allows an IT agent or an agent, perhaps level 1, to interact with self-service user to resolve their queries, their issues, and if they deem fit, they can further create an incident or a work order, if they deem fit, whatever type they want, to get it escalated to the next level or next service desk agent so that they can take care of what the live agent couldn't do it. But very important here is, this is again very important, this capability is not a standalone capability in Smart IT. What I mean by that is this capability requires an additional product. It has a prerequisite that you must have that additional product, which we call BMC Virtual Chat. It seamlessly integrates with it to provide you that experience in Smart IT, a live agent experience in Smart IT. So those of you who are, I'm sure a lot of you are here because it's a Smart IT webinar, but I want to make sure that you understand that it requires a prerequisite. So, and a lot of you may not have even heard about or maybe pretty new to it. So as a part of this presentation, so here's my agenda. I'm going to talk about the virtual chat product, the product that Smart IT is right now integrating and providing you that experience. This product deserves its own webinar, but I'm going to be making sure I'm going to be covering it at a pretty high level. And more importantly, for this integration, you need the enhancement done to this product in 1908. So what I'm going to be also talking about is what enhancements are, what happens should you update, because there are some gotchas when you update to it in terms of experience changes. So I will be going over that part. Then I'm going to be talking about the Smart IT live chat. So what do you get in this new experience and compare, contrast with the experience that you are having with without it. Then I'm going to also be talking about the deployment. This is more applicable to our on-prem customers because for our Helix customer, everything gets configured automatically before we hand it out to them. And then my colleague, Peter Sibiski, who is with me in this room today, he's going to be demoing the solution. And last but not least, we'll go over and open the floor for Q&A. With that, let's get started. So, virtual chat. This is a product that's been around. This product allows, so we already have this capability. It allows a self-service user to chat and resolve their issues by either connecting to a live agent. And this product also has had this virtual assistant. Virtual assistant let me spend a couple minutes on this. This virtual assistant is not the cognitive kind of a virtual assistant. It does resolve queries by doing knowledge article searches, or if you pre-fade the question and answer, maybe it can respond. But if you would compare it with our BMC Helix Chatbot, which is truly a modern, more powerful, or most powerful that exists today, a kind of virtual assistant you would want to go for. But this one was not, it doesn't have any cognitive capabilities at all. So this product is already integrated with BMC Helix Chatbot. So those of you who are using it with BMC Helix Chatbot, and let me spend how it integrates with the BMC Helix Chatbot. Helix Chatbot allows an self-service user to interact with the bot, and at times, there are always situations where somebody or bot is not able to resolve your queries, and you would say, please transfer me to a live agent, and that's where the integration kicks in. So the self-service user, when it's requesting a live agent, that's where it integrates into this product. This product has various consoles, and I have color-coded them. If you see one in orange and other three are in blue, the distinction here is the first one is more standalone web app and more modern UI. Basically, distinction is one is the top one is not a Midtier based. The remaining three are Midtier based UI. So a self-service portal for end user is a portal that a self-service user will come and request a chat, and then it goes from there. A live agent on the other side will pick up your chat and start interacting with you. So that's a portal an end user can use. The second is support agent console for live agent. This is the UI that shows up in a Midtier, and this is the UI that live agents or your agents would use to interact and chat with the end user. And this interface is what we are moving over to Smart IT. So this is the integration. So now instead of your live agent interacting with the self-service user in Midtier, they will get to interact in a new modern experience. And you will, when we demo, you will see the difference, and we'll be able to appreciate it. So that's the console that is changing. Apart from that, this product has two other consoles. One is an admin console. This is a console that an administrator, the product administrator, the BMC Virtual Chat product administrator uses to configure various things from that product perspective. And the last but not least, the reporting console. It allows you to generate, to go through, to visualize how many chats are being handled, and so basically reporting capabilities. This product, let's speak a little bit more to it, is pretty strong in chatting capabilities. It allows an administrator to configure the topics. They can configure the topics in the product, and that shows up on the end user portal side. So it gives an easy way for a self-service user to pick a topic and start chatting about it. On the back end, it allows you to create queues. Those are logical queues, and you can map multiple topics to those queues. And very important, you can assign an agent to a queue. So the idea here is you would assign the agent who have that area of expertise, you will assign them to the right queues, and so that they are serving the chats that are in their area. So it has all those knobs, right? Defining topics, defining queues, configuring agents, so the chats are flowing to the right agents, and even on top, it allows you to define what if the chat is not being picked up? What should it be escalated to more generic queue where more agents are listening? Or if an agent picked up a chat, and should it be like, oh, no, maybe I don't know that. And then the agent should be able to transfer the chat to other queue or a specific agent that he or she knows of. So pretty strong capability when it comes to the chatting, this product, and addresses most of the concerns. Now, a little bit more about what this product brings in. So it's a web app, and when you deploy it on your on-prem, it runs in the same web container as Midtier. This application or this product uses Remedy as backend. So this is where basically Remedy is where it stores all of its data, all the chat records, and everything it stores in the Remedy backend in its own forms, and it has its own filters, workflows. So it's pretty much, if I have to sum up, this product is a web app with an application which has all the AR workflow objects and AR objects, not just workflow, all AR objects. It also brings in its own plugins, and last, it also brings a DVF, a custom DVF that gets deployed in Midtier, because very soon I'll show you how the current support agent console looks like, which is, as I said, it's in Midtier, and to show all the chat, it's a custom control that was written, and that's what the Midtier DVF is. Any custom control in Midtier, you have to write a DVF. So that's all this product brings in. And the last version that was done was 9.102 plus various hot fixes on top. So that was what was available until we did a 1908 enhancement to this product. And that enhancement was done so that we can move over the support agent console, which is a Midtier-based UI today, to Smart ID. And I'll also, again, as we move forward, I'll bring what other capabilities we got by doing so. Moving on. Okay, so this screen, just to give you a flavor, and as I said, Peter, my colleague, he's going to be doing demo as well. This is how the end user console, which is part of this product, the BMC virtual chat, looks like. If you see here, if it allows an end user to select a topic and chat about it, and let's say if he or she did, and this is how the interface looks like. When support agent starts interacting or agent starts interacting, they see the message flowing, and this is how the chat goes on. And this is the Helix Chatbot screenshot. This is if you have a chatbot, BMC Helix Chatbot, you would use that, and I think that's one of the best that I've seen, and it's more. It has all the cognitive capabilities and almost resolves plenty of stuff automatically without even transferring. So if an end user is using the chatbot, by the way, again, this chatbot is again a separate product, and it's only available in BMC Helix. So if you don't have it, the only choice your self-service user has is the portal, the self-service portal, which is part of BMC Virtual Chat product. So an end user will come here and it can request, if you see here, it tried to chat with, I didn't have a lot of verbiage here, but yes, it says, please transfer me to agent. And then the agent will start interacting with. And now we come to this support agent console that I was talking about. This is what currently, those of you who have BMC Virtual Chat, the agents are using this console today to interact with the chats coming in, or from either BMC Helix Chatbot or through the self-service portal. This is the UI that has this is how it looks like, and what you have here is you have all those bells and whistles allowing you to transfer the chat, allowing you to the end chat, and you even see very little information about customer. This BMC Virtual Chat also has a capability for an agent to take side nodes, the nodes that you don't want end user to see, but you are taking them. Should you be transferring over to another agent, and you want those agents to see? So it has those capabilities. So you see, this is the interface. Now, let me talk a little bit more about this interface. So I already mentioned it's a Midtier-based UI. The control that you saw, it's not an out-of-the-box. Those kind of controls are not out of the box. There is nothing you would find in Dev Studio to create that kind of UI. So this UI was built using Midtier DVF concept, and the whole UI is plugged in through active links, and on the back end, interactions are through workflows. The one most important thing is in this UI, all the tickets, as I mentioned, the ticket this current UI allows a ticket creation, but it's all wired through something in the product as a concept, integration points, or should a chat come in, create a ticket or create an incident, and those kind of things. But The key point here is it only allowed creating one type of ticket based on what you configured through workflow. Out of the box, it comes configured with creating an incident, but should you want to create a different type of ticketing, then you're looking at the customization. And then for all chat, you could do that only. So it's pretty, those are, I would say, and how, now I'm going to talk about what you get in the new interface, which is built in Smart IT. What we really understand here is that the BMC virtual chat pretty strong in sharing capabilities. So the idea is moving over to Smart IT to really combine the power of the chat and then let Smart IT handle the ticket creation. When you move that interface to Smart IT would take care of creating different type of ticket. And today, in 1908, when we did, now you could take a chat and create both incident as well as work order, unlike the other interface. So you already are a step ahead. So let me talk a little bit about, so this is, you get, should you want to see the interface, the support agent console, today's support agent console in Smart IT, you have to get the enhancement 1908. And let me talk, so this is done to have a seamless integration with ticketing application. And here I mean is Smart IT can, if agents in Smart IT can pick up those chats and create the tickets that it allows. We have also in 1911, the same thing is being integrated in BWS. So that's another application. So those agents can pick up chats and create their constructs. So it's kind of a decoupling, let application drive the ticket creation and the chat and integrate and get those chats and serve those chats. One very important point, this 1908 enhancement is delivered as a D2P package. So there is no installer. If you have 9102 then you would just use this D2P package to get to 1908 enhancements. I'm sure all of Smart IT has been using D2P packages, so are all other ITSM, so all is ITSM and other SRM. Those are also using D2P package. I don't think we have done any installer for those either, so we are following the same thing. This will be always a D2P package. And after you moved over to 1908, and these are the points I want to stress out, as I had mentioned, saying what would change should you move to 1908. So it's a conscious decision that you would want to make. First, once you move to this, the support agent console and Midtier will get disabled and you won't get to use that. Now, the agents that were using Midtier-based interface, they will have to move over to Smart IT. Integration points which were kicking in and updating the tickets or creating the tickets, all those points are disabled because we want to let Smart IT or the interface from Smart IT, which has all the capabilities to manipulate, create, update tickets, that will be driven from Smart IT. And the agent gets a choice to do those. Last third point, agent must use live chat to live chat console from Smart IT. One other thing we have done is once you do an update, we automatically change the mode to agent-only mode, which is the current BMC virtual chat product supports, you could first talk to that virtual assistant and then get transferred. But when you move to 1908, we automatically configure the product to go to agent-only mode. So once you connect to live, you will go to live agent. And very important, RSSO is required for this seamless integration. You have no other alternative but to deploy, to make sure you are using RSSO and Smart IT, and you are also using virtual chat. When you do 1908 enhancement, we make sure that it gets pre-configured with RSSO. The only thing that you would have to do is configure RSSO agent properties to point to your RSSO servers, and that way. So Smart IT agents are seamlessly able to serve the chats that are coming. So much for going to 1908, but look what you get. I already had showed you the UI, how it looked like, the support agent console UI. I showed you the Midtier-based one, and here is the new experience that you would get by moving to 1908. Again, you have to have Smart IT 1908, and you will have to also move your VC to 1908. But this is the experience you get. You see all your chats here. And the best part is you get to see the minute you pick up a chat, you get a holistic view of the end user who is trying to chat with you. And again, this is existing capability in Smart IT, so we are really combining this. You get a 360-degree view of the customer, all his previous tickets, all his open tickets, all his assets. You get to see everything. And here is where you see the create ticket. And this is, once you pick up a chat, an agent gets a choice from here. You can create an incident or work order. We support both of them. So it's up to the agent, whatever agent deems fit, what they want to create. Apart from this, we also have a resources tab. Again, Smart IT has resources. You can search the knowledge articles, and very important thing we have also done, a very cool thing is now you can not only search the knowledge article, you are able to share those knowledge article links with the end user, the self-service user. You can even pin the knowledge articles to the ticket. So or pin it so that should you create a ticket, it gets automatically attached to the ticket that you created. So pretty cool capabilities in this new interface. Let me go to the next slide. So I think a couple of them so it's a new modern agent workspace in Smart IT. It allows, I already covered. Let me talk here is the second point and a little bit more. I already showed you that it allows you to create incident and work order from chat. But the key here is you can leverage template now. So your agent can pick up the right template. And we have heard that's very, very important because when you are creating an incident, it's more work if it was not assigned to the right groups who can work on it. So Smart IT, when you have a template feature, you can pick up a template and then create incident. So the incident gets assigned to the right set of people and results in faster resolution. So it's pretty, the leveraging template while creating tickets and again, that's a Smart IT feature, pretty powerful. And yet I want to stress that we are combining the power. Find and add knowledge article to chat conversation that I already talked. View customer information, the 360-degree view of a customer and his recent tickets. You get everything. And this preview chat, this wasn't the part of in old interface. The Midtier-based interface does not have the preview portion. This one allows an agent to preview the chat and accept or not accept. Here I want to add one thing. The BMC virtual chat product also has an auto accept mode. So if it's configured like that, the chat gets automatically assigned based on agent's preference and agent. Let me go back real quick and show you what I'm trying to say. So here, when they are in auto accept mode or when the product is configured in auto accept mode, an agent can say they are available for 1, 2, 3, or 4 chats, and they don't have to pick up the chat. The system automatically assigns. So there are 2 modes: auto accept or agents is cherry picking them. So both are there. The enhancement here is when they are not in auto accept mode, they are able to preview the chat and accept it. So just so that they are not picking up the chat that are not in their area of expertise. Or if the queues are configured right, there shouldn't be anything like that. The chats are flowing to the right queues and to the right agents. But just in case. Back to this, I was at preview chat. Then we also have agent toolkit with canned messages. This is not new. It's a like-to-like capabilities. The existing product allows you to send, those greetings when you start interacting, saying, hello, my name is so-and-so. I'll try to do best possible thing, and those kind of canned messages. Also, it allows you to transfer the chat. That's again like-to-like capabilities. It is there in the old interface, and it's also there in the new interface. Now, the next slide is important. Well, so the one that are not available in the new interface as of 1908. The old interface allows an agent to send URL of some websites or anything. So there is a capability in that interface that allows you to share URL or send a questionnaire. Questionnaire is a series of questions that you just start a questionnaire and the chat automatically keeps asking those questions to the self-service user. So this is more of a feature that allows an agent to collect the information in a systemic order. That part is not there in 1908 new interface, but I have color-coded it in orange, and which means something. That means in 1911 we have addressed it, but again, 1911 is Helix-only release. It's not released to our on-prem customer. There is one capacity-based auto accept, very rarely used. That's not been ported over. It's an enhancement in auto accept, but when we have done the auto accept in this new interface, we think it's pretty good, and you should not need this part. The old interface also had an ability for an agent to invite other agents to chat. Those capabilities are not ported over and even not there in 1911 either. In fact, there are no plans right now. Smart IT agent, the reason being the Smart IT already has the open fire chat capability, which allows an agent to interact with another agent already. So we are kind of duplicating that. Should we did that? And also, you would have seen in 1908, let me talk a little bit about, we also did some chat ops integration, which allows two agents to integrate or talk to each other through MS Teams. So there are various ways two agents can interact with each other. So this ability for agent to invite other agents is not ported over to the new interface. Now, let me talk through the changes that we have done in 1911. Yet, once again, that was an Helix only thing. Ability for the one thing that we didn't do that we have addressed in 1911, ability for an agent to send URL and questionnaire to end user. One thing I talked about is we allow you to share knowledge article. An agent can share the knowledge article. In 1908, when the link was shared with the end user, that used to be a Midtier based link. So when end user would click it, that knowledge article would show up in Midtier. But in 1911, now we allow capability, should you have a DWP, and if you have configured system, then an agent should be able to share a DWP-based knowledge article link. After doing 1908, we got few feedback. So we have now done a tab view of chats, and I'll show you how it is different. In 1908 Smart IT interface, you see all your chats, your chats, chats that are transferred to you, and chats that are pending. They are all in one column, but you have to scroll through them. In 1911, we made it tab view. So I have a screen after this for you to see how it has changed, the tab view of chat. In 1911, we also now with every chat we show this company, self-service user company, and the queue that they came on. So basically which topic they had picked and how that topic got mapped to a given queue. So you see both the information. Another cool enhancement, which we have done in 1911, is there is now a visual indicator if chat is transferred from chatbot. We think that may be pretty important. You may want to prioritize, or you may want to address the chats that are getting transferred from bot over to the live agent. Maybe the end user have talked enough with the bot, and they may need more urgent assistance. There is a visual indicator for agent side node. We already had that capability, but there was no visual indicator there saying, did an agent put a note in there or didn't put a note in there? So now there is a visual indicator. So here is how the 1911 interface looks like. As I was saying, we have done the tab view. You see here, in this tab, if you click it, you will see your chats. The queue means those are chats that nobody has picked up, and an agent can pick one or more of those. And also, if there is another tab view which says, oh, these are the chats being transferred to you. So they can see them separately instead of scrolling the scroll bar. And again, this will, once Peter does a demo, I think you will be able to see it live. This is how the indicator looks like in 1911. If the chat is coming, you will see this chatbot icon right next to it. So that will tell, oh, it's an indicator for an agent to see this chat was transferred. This one, if agent has put a note, you will see if the icon is like this, means agent, there is some note, so other agent can quickly open it and say, oh, okay,
what side it's empty, the other agent doesn't need to. So with that, this is how our architecture looks like overall with live chat and everything plugged, wired in together. End user, if you have a Helix chatbot, since chatbot supports not only the web client, it also supports Slack, Skype, Video, the SMS. So they can use any channel of their choice to interact with first chatbot and then gets transferred over to the live agent. Web agents are still going to, for agents, there is no, it's only the web clients that we have. This is how the Smart IT, it interacts for getting the chat. It interacts with the BMC virtual chat and to show them up in the live chat console and let end user drive the ticket creations and responding to them sitting in the Smart IT. End user has a choice. So one is chatbot, but if you don't have a chatbot, the end user can use web client to directly interact, the self-service portal that I talked about, to interact with the chat server. And as I had mentioned, the BMC virtual chat, it uses Remedy as a backend. And from 1908, we are also calling BMC virtual chat as BMC live chat, the product. So now let me, as I had mentioned, I'm going to go over the prerequisites for live chat. So what you have to have, since this capability is introduced in Smart IT 1908, you would need the whole stack at 1908, which means you need server platform to be upgraded to 1908, Smart IT to be 1908, ITSM to be 1908, and if you already have BMC virtual chat 9102 version, you have to apply the D2P package to get to 1908, and you must have RSS, so both Smart IT and so here are the deployment scenarios that we could think of. A new deployment that you're brand new, you are starting out fresh. Then in that case, yes, you will have the entire Remedy stack 1908. And for BMC virtual chat, aka live chat, it will be a two-step install. First, you will get the 9102 installer and then apply the D2P package. There is no installer for straight going to 1908. It will be a two-step process, and you will have to have an RSS. So those of you who are new to Smart IT yet, and given the capabilities, what we have described, you still think you're not ready, stay back on 9102. Everything continues to work. You can stay VC to 9102, and if you don't move VC to 1908, you will not see the live chat link in Smart IT. The product automatically figures it out. Those of you who already have BMC virtual chat, you will upgrade the stack to 1908 and also deploy the D2P package to get to virtual chat to 1908 enhancements. Should you do that, again, just for emphasis, you must use live chat. So, your agent should be going over to Smart IT to start handling the chats. Option to use self-service portal or chatbot for any, so that doesn't change. One could use, and again, old support agent console will be disabled. Integration points are disabled. There is no auto ticket creations or anything. An agent gets to choose what they want to do with the chat. Now, this slide is important. There are a couple of key knowledge articles that we published, and those are also mentioned in how to deploy the D2P package. Those knowledge articles are often overlooked, so I thought it's pretty important for me to get into this slide. The first one, that's doing a pre-step before deploying a D2P package, and Peter will show you. It requires you to make one configuration change on one of the file deployer, and Peter will walk you through or show you where the change has to be made before you deploy the D2P package. Very important. And then, of course, post-deployment, we have said, you must configure RSS agent properties, and all of these are the whole deployment process is documented. These things are called out in that, but often overlooked. So it's worth getting them on the slide here. So to emphasize further. So now that you have the stack at 1908, you have VC 1908, you are not done yet. So what you will also have to do is you have to go to Smart IT CCS Parameters. centralized configurations. Those of you who, I'm sure all of you know how our centralized configuration parameters work. You have to go to AR System Administration Console, and from there you go to centralized configuration and go to Smart IT CCS Parameter, and you have to set, the first one is already set to true. This is just in case if you want to disable live chat link, even if everything is in place. You set it to false, nobody will see the live chat link in the Smart IT console. But by default, it's true. Just because it is true, it's not the link will start appearing. Link will only appear if you are on VC 1908N, depending on the other three parameters, which is Midtier base URL. This is the load balancer URL that you would configure for your Midtier. This is the URL that we use, or the product uses to generate the knowledge article link, a Midtier-based knowledge article link. The ES-chat URL, this is where your where is your virtual chat server is running. For on-prem customer, that happens to be the same URL as Midtier, but we still, so value for in case of on-premise, both values will be same, Midtier-based URL and ES-chat URL, but we still have it different because they are used for different purposes. As I mentioned, in 1911, we also allow to share the knowledge article-based, DWP-based knowledge article link, but for that to happen, you must configure, which is again, this is pre-configured in our RAS. And since it is a Helix, it gets pre-configured if you have DWP. And if both are configured, DWP gets preference, and the knowledge article that knowledge article link will be shared as a DWP link. Couple of key troubleshooting steps. A lot of time you say agent is logged in and doesn't see a live chat link. You want to make sure the D2P package was deployed and you had done the configuration change that I was showing, saying there is a knowledge article thing. You must do one configuration change for the D2P package to get deployed correctly. Agents who will see the live chat link, they have to have an IT agent role and this ES chat agent permission. These two, if they have it, they see the live chat link or live chat console link in Smart IT. So make sure you are assigning agent this permission. Last but not least, the other three, ES chat URL, Midtier. ES chat URL is more important. Midtier URL, if you didn't set, then you will not see ability to share the knowledge article link. But make sure you are checking these three as part of troubleshooting. If you are not seeing the live chat link, we thought that's important to include it. So you can troubleshoot if there is anything that was not followed. So with that, let me hand over to Peter for a quick demo on this. And so that's it.
Thank you, Deepak. My name is Peter Sibiski. I am a lead QA engineer currently working on live chat. So let me start off by, as an end user, you have two choices to come in to use this product. So you have the SSP console, which is the self-service portal, which I'm showing here. So let's start off with this one. As you see, these are all the topics I have defined. I'm not going to use it for this demo here, but just to show you that it does show up, you can select the topic, and this will route it to whatever respective queue. Right now, I'm just going to say from SSP, just to show. Right, it says your estimated wait, so 5 minutes. That hasn't really changed from the way original virtual agent worked. Now, let me show you from chatbot point of view. Chatbot here, so I'm going to say Windows issue. Chatbot would do normally what it does. It shows articles or services or whatnot. In my case, I don't have any of that set up. And say you're not satisfied, you want to actually talk to a live person. So you type agent. Again, you could select a queue, just like in the SSP. But in this case, I'm not. I'm just going to say none. Now, from the live agent side in Smart IT, right, this link would only be available if you're what do you call it, IT agent with the ES chat agent permission. So none of the other roles, change change user, asset manager, any of those other roles will be able to ever see this link, and only IT agents that have the extra ES chat permission will be able to see this link. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see these are the pending queues. So Mary was already in here just to show you anybody who is a VIP in the in the CTM people record that is marked as VIP will have this VIP symbol, and it's always put to the top of the queue. The other two that I just submitted, you could tell which one's from Chatbot because it has the Chatbot icon. But also, as I explained, this is all in 1911 features that you'll show the company and the queue it's assigned to. So in my case, I have it set up for auto routing based on region. Since if we look at this, right, this is the people card for Mary. This is one for Lily. Since she's from the UK, it got mapped to the Europe queue automatically. So you could set that up too if you're not using a topic queue. So, but as I said, this whole customer information is very similar to the way it is in Smart IT, right? You can switch between the two, easily see the preview information, see any tickets they had, you can see any assets they had. So in this case, I'm going to accept conversation. I'm going to accept both of these. And from this point of view, going back to the end user, right, you'll see that the agent is joined on both sides. But I'm gonna work with it from a chatbot point of view. Right, that shows up here for chatbot. But let's say because you're working multiple conversations, this other person decided to say something, right? But you're busy working on the one from chatbot. You'll see this notifications saying that, oh, they sent a message. Someone else sent a message while you're working on this one. So the last message sent here says hello. So if you need to quickly look and see, oh, you need to respond to them, you see the conversation. But I'm going to go back to the chatbot conversation here and say, here's the options of having canned text. These are provided out of the box, some of these. So I just use that so I don't have to sit there and type. Can you please provide more details? If I go back to the chatbot side, let's say it's Windows does not work. Okay, maybe they had some additional conversation, and you say, okay, you want to take a mental note for yourself that you don't want. The customer doesn't really need to see. So let's say she did Windows update. Right, so but you see it's not added to the conversation. She doesn't see it as part of the conversation because this is on your own mental note for an agent. And if you see the outline here, it's all solid lines as opposed if I go to the other conversation, which I didn't type anything, it's all dotted lines. And you'll see there's no note here. So the note is per conversation. The other thing we also have is in 1911 is you could add a link. And links, this one's for BMC. Anything they open from either Chatbot or SSP, it will always open into another tab window. So you don't have to worry about losing your session or anything like that. So let's go back. The other option is with this squirrely braces here is you have to have like kind of a canned questions. In this case, I'm just going to run it. So from the chatbot side, they were asking for your phone number. Next question automatically comes up asking for email. And the last question is response. So the agent sees all the questions that the queries came up with and all the responses. It saves you from typing. You have those defined. The agent can also define their own, not the queries. The queries is always from an administrative point of view, but the canned text. But you could also create your own URLs too. If you had things that you're always responding to, say a URL for something, let's just say Google in this case. And again, these ones that you create, the agent, it's only for that particular agent. So each agent can have their own set. The other ones that were already here previously were already defined from the admin, which everybody can use. But for example, the Google one, only this agent can see the Google one, and he could use that. Okay. The other part is, again, this person's having problems with Windows. You could also do searching, see if you have any information on Windows. You could see if there's any outages tied to that particular keyword, any templates that you might want to use to create a ticket, and of course, knowledge articles. So maybe in this case, I thought this one was useful. So this would actually pin it to the conversation. When you have the ones with arrows, those are the ones that are available that the customer could see. So the articles themselves are either set to be global or external. These other ones are not. So these can never be shared with the customer, but these with the arrows can be. So let's share it. In this case, it puts the link in the chat. And because this is 1911, I have it set up to open up in DWP if you click on this link. Otherwise, in 1908, it would open up in the old RKM format, and then you see the article in DWP. I go back here and I said, okay, I got all the information I needed. I'm going to create an incident for you. I'm not going to use the template in this case, but I'm just going to create an incident. You have a choice between work order and incident. So the incident's created, it gets added to the conversation, and the link gets linked to the ticket gets linked to the chat. If I open this up, you'll see that the customer shows up as Lily, the contact shows up as the live agent, and in this case, I had the personal notes get added to the activities, and also the whole transcript at the time of creation gets added in the activities. On the resources side, the two articles that I linked show up linked to the incident ticket also. I could have further conversations. I'll just type some stuff. I could even modify my notes here. From this side, I'll close this article. Right, you could see the name, extra stuff. You say thank you, whatever. And we decided we finished this one, so we'll say end chat, and the customer was happy that we resolved it. We'll say yes. We go back and refresh this one. Any changes, right? If we add I didn't add any more additional articles, but if we added additional articles, they would have showed up linked here. But again, at the closure of the ticket, or the resolution of the chat, the ticket will be updated also. So any additional notes that I added, which was the 1, 2, 3 part, and the whole entire transcript of the chat conversation will be added on closure. Close this ticket. Now let's deal with the other one that we submitted from SSP. So from this point of view, anything from SSP functions the same as anything from Chatbot. So let me show you some of the other features here. So you have the options to abandon, just like you had in Virtual Agent. You also have the option to release and transfer. Okay, transfer here. Currently, there's no other agents online, so nobody shows up here. But I can transfer it to one of the other queues if I wanted to. Let's go make another agent online, though. So this agent, he's in Smart IT, but technically he's not online for live chat. Now he's online for live chat. He still sees the Mary waiting in the queue for 11 hours. But let's go back to here. And now if I do a transfer, the other agent shows up here. I can click on transfer. It removes it from my queue, but now this other agent shows up in the transferred queue. As you notice, there's a different tab for transfer. And this person could accept it. And this person, I won't bother with going through all the conversations since we've seen that, but let's take a look at, we'll do a work order in this case. telecommunication. So as you see, as I select the template, the button here switches. You can either, by default, you could select either one of these two, but if you select a template, you're obviously going to create the one that the template's for. So in this case, I'm doing create work order. Just to show you the template capability, right? Template, like with work order, you could set up services, descriptions, right? With the normal just create work order without a template, those won't be filled out, but also the option of having a task, right? The template itself had a task, so this ticket has a task. And again, conversation is stored here, so otherwise functions the same way as incident did. I could go over here from the agent side. Agent says, okay, I'm not happy, or okay, everything was resolved, I don't care, I'm going to just cancel. Okay. Go back and look at the work order that was created. Wrong agent, sorry. If I refresh this, because the customer canceled it, it gets put to cancel, the cancel by requester, and also the associated task was also canceled. And because this is closure, it also gets the last conversation, the transcript. So let's start a new one. So I'm gonna just close this browser for now, and I'm gonna close this one also. I'm gonna show you the auto accept feature. So this is back in the admin console for virtual chat here. So auto accept, click apply. Here, always got to refresh the servlets after you make an admin change. Okay, so let's go back here. Now from Smart IT side, I'll log back in as that person. You notice how this view looks different. Now you have, I'm available for chats. The old support agent console had the 4 boxes, so you can only do 4 chats at the same time. So we limited the menu to say you could work up to 4. And if you remember correctly, Mary's been waiting in the pending queue for 11 hours. As soon as I logged in, it auto-assigned Mary to me. But let's just do another new chat just to show the point again. I'll just wait here, and you see it already says agent join. I didn't have to go to the agent console because it was auto-assigned. The auto-accept was turned on. And this one was, and then this is currently the only agent online, so it's automatically going to get put to this person. Now to go back to what Deepak was mentioning about configuring before you set up, just to reiterate the importance. There's this AR monitor conf file that's actually under the mid-tier file deployer conf directory that even though it's documented, it's been overlooked many times, that you gotta edit this, add this line, web server deployment directory. Okay, once you do that, then you have to restart the file deployer. You don't have to do the whole mid-tier, just file deployer. Okay. The other one was for RSSO. So live chat under Apache Tomcat has its own RSSO configuration agent properties here. So right by default we give you the VC agent is what we're calling the ID, but make sure you fill out RSSO fields. The server names, these two. And that will require a restart of mid-tier in order for those to take effect. That is it for my demo.
Thank you, Peter. I hope you guys once you got a chance to look at the new interface, and hopefully we've done justice here. So remaining references here are all our documentation. You can go through it. So we have put everything, all links that are related on one single page. Now, summary. All I have to say is we have combined the power of Smart IT and virtual chat. The new live chat console in Smart IT is new, modern, and pretty powerful. That's all I would say. And we open it up for questions.
Okay, thank you, Deepak. Thank you, Peter. Cecilia, could you provide instructions to our callers for signaling us for questions?
Yes, sir. To signal for a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad, and a voice prompt on your phone line will indicate when your line's open to ask your question. Again, that's *1 to signal, and we'll pause for a moment to assemble the queue. And no questions at this time, but again, that is *1 if you would like to signal from the phone line.
I have a question from chat. This question is, I see in the comments with integration with SSO that only HTTP is supported, not HTTPS?
No, this setup, it's in HTTP, but we support HTTPS. In fact, all production should have HTTPS only. This is a demo environment, that's why you're using HTTP. But yeah, HTTPS, that's what you would be using all over in your production.
Perfect. Thank you. And Cecilia, any questions at this time queued up?
No, sir, no questions.
If you'd like to ask a live question, you could queue up to ask.
That's *1 to signal, and it looks like we did just get a question. Caller, go ahead, please.
Hi, this is Pradeep. I have a question on the chat when we can set the chat, the number of chat that the user will be available for. So is there a way to audit that?
Can you repeat that question?
The option where the support agent can make himself available, and we do have an option to select for the number of chats that he can handle it at a given time. So as an admin, will I be able to audit for all the support or the agents and just say what's been set as baseline across the users or the support agents?
Yes. Okay. So your question is, if you have, let me read it back. Your question is, if you have configured auto accept mode, means agent doesn't get a choice. They have to be in auto accept mode. All they get a choice is make themselves available and available for how many chats.
Right.
And you want to go and say how many agents are making themselves available and for how many chats. Where do you go and see those records?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is it logged in the backend or somewhere, or in some admin forms in the backend from where I can run a report and say at any given time this is what happened?
Right. So I do believe that we don't store the history on it, but we do store what they are currently set up for in the preference form. Jim, do you know if we have Jim on the call? Jim, do you know if there is a history check?
Cecilia, we have a panelist, Jim Ingalls. If you could unmute him to provide any further. Thank you.
Hey, maybe Pratik, the other thing I can think of is while we are waiting, you can always turn on the audit on that form, so whenever it's getting changed, audit records capture those historical information. That could be one way.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Another question that came up in chat is noticed in the architecture diagram that IE was not listed. And then it looks like it's a call out of IE isn't supported since 1902.
No way. Yeah, IE is not. We only support.
We support it. It's been tested.
Oh, So it's not just listed in the pictures. Yeah. So I think our documentation says which browser we are supporting. There we are supporting IE.
It's always good to look at the compatibility matrix to confirm.
Yeah.
And then if there is a problem, you can raise a case with support to look into that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. One other that came, go ahead.
I was just going to give a reminder, star one for any questions over the phone.
Perfect, thank you. Peter, this is for you. Does the chat user see an request, work order, or incident number upon ticket creation?
So they actually see the actual ticket number, so the work order number or the incident number.
One other came in. Is there any form of pop-up that shows the chat coming in if you're not on chat console window?
Not in 1911, but that's something we are looking at. Yeah, right now that capability is not there. If you're not on live chat console or you've minimized, you won't see any indicator right now.
Thank you. Cecilia, another check on any questions?
Yes, sir. We did just have one come in. Paula, go ahead.
Hi, this is Rohit. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I have a question about like reporting and how granular reporting can be get out of the chat.
What, if you can give me some examples?
So like for service desk, we have a lot of agents who will be, working on the chats, so you would like to see, if how many chats actually turn out to be the self-service chat, how many, turn into the live agent. So those kind of reporting, if you want to, try to make, live virtual chat better and, the experience to make it better. So help reporting.
I do believe there are reports like that, but I'm not sure right now the granular level that we have. But you should see in our reporting console documentation what all reports or what level of details are available. I don't remember top of my head what all the reports we have.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
No further questions from the phone line at this time.
On that last question, you had something else to add on that, Deepak?
Yeah. It's all there in our reporting console documentation. Should cover what reports do we have or what data you will be able to see going to the reporting console.
Okay, perfect. And another question from chat. I can use chatbot and live chat without using virtual chat, correct?
Yes. Chatbot works with either virtual chat, which is pre-1908, or live chat, which is 1908 onwards. It works with both.
And Cecilia, can you provide instructions to our callers? We'll take a last call for questions through the phone.
Yes, sir. Again, that is star one. If anyone would like to signal over the phone at this time, please press star one. Pause for a moment. And no questions at this time, sir.
Okay. Well, then we'll go to close up our session today. Wanted to thank everyone for joining this month's webinar. This webinar and Q&A will be published within a week of today's live presentation in Communities. Just wanted to discuss the self-help and contacting BMC. The webinar also will be available on our YouTube channel that's listed here. The Connect with Remedy webinar schedule is listed at this Communities link. And also our product support pages are available that offer a blended search mechanism to look at knowledge, documents, videos, as well as other community activities. To contact technical support via web, phone, email, as well as these social channels are available. Again, I wanted to thank you for joining our presentation this month. Wanted to also thank our presenters and panelists as well. Thank you, and that will conclude today's presentation.